I guess I still have things to work on.
Well, welcome back everybody to the Blackfire Technical Analysis YouTube channel. How the hell are you? Happy Thursday everybody, and we are back for another edition of the daily live stream. And it is my birthday weekend, so it's time to celebrate! I'm on a nice extended weekend. This weekend, I am just ecstatic to be home, ecstatic to be here with you guys on the live stream. If there are any issues with the audio right now, I'm trying to make a couple of adjustments to the live stream. A little bit of an introduction. Startup timer. Let everybody know that the stream is getting ready to start going. Some background music. If you guys are having any issues with the audio, please leave a comment or shoot me a message directly. Again, we're making some changes. I'm excited about those changes, and a little bit of background music is kind of my forte here. Yeah, I think that's gonna do that. We do have a couple of changes here coming with the room. We're gonna get to work on that tomorrow. We're actually gonna go to Walmart, pick up a couple of things. I got some ideas for the chalkboard wall that's behind me, and for the adjacent wall here. With some LED strips that I have, and yeah, hopefully gonna add some spice to the the man cave here, the streaming headquarters center, the trading zone, if you will. So hopefully you guys are here to witness the changes in the next few days. My camera is a little bit off here. There we go. And yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it, guys. We're going to go ahead and start off with, obviously, Mr. NASDAQ here. Nice little bounce off that 21 exponential here. And the indicator's a little bit weird from my perspective. I do not see how this is not considered a low. We have a full bullish engulfing candlestick closure here, obviously closing below resistance, but nonetheless we completely engulfed this candle here. So I'm a little concerned that we didn't get a low call here on the RSI. I guess continuation above this resistance is what we're going to be looking for that low condition to be confirmed here, back above 15,085 spot 25 is kind of the condition that we're going to be looking for here as far as low calls are concerned for this asset. Nonetheless, we got a nice, beautiful reaction, kind of what I've been looking for. Nice little bounce off the 21 exponential. So we're out of the woods for now. Obviously, seeing a little bit of downside pressure. Long term, we're still very, very bullish on this asset, and there are only a couple of conditions that I'm going to be looking for here. Obviously, a close above this resistance once again. If we do see an open and closure, obviously I'll look for a little bit of a back test here to confirm it is new tentative support before I look for extension to the all-time high resistance here. And that's going to be my first underlying target for this asset. Again, upon that condition being met. Anything further than that, above this resistance, again, I'll look for a back test before looking for extension to the 272 Fibonacci extension zone. Again, that's a little bit more of a ebb and flow target. We could see like a stair step type of deal. I don't think that it'll just be like a boom, straight up move to that Fibonacci level here. But nonetheless, again, as long as price actions closing above the 21 exponential here, I have no reason to be bearish at all whatsoever on price action. And again, when in doubt, pull out, right? When in doubt, pull the chart out, and we could pull the chart out and clearly see massive bullish. This market's been absolutely bullish. I mean, since what is this, the coronavirus dump? Yeah, coronavirus dump times here, and just been like, boom, absolutely beautiful. NASDAQ is absolutely beautiful right now. Again, no signs of any kind of like crashes or anything like that. Yeah, we do have weakness here on the RSI. Again, after that, bearish divergence drive was confirmed here, continuing to play out. This isn't a low here. I'm actually going to be looking at this low for a point of reference here as far as RSI is concerned. As long as RSI maintains structure above this low, there's not going to be any major signs for concern. We already see a little bit of pressure here to the upside. Starting to wane out a little bit. Still pointing down, nonetheless. So we do have to take that into consideration. But as far as price action is concerned, maintaining above the 21 exponential here. I have no reason, again, using the 21 exponential moving average strategy, I have no reason to be looking for any major downside targets until we see an open enclosure below that 21 exponential. And if that condition is met, the first target that I'm going to be looking for is this, but likely if we get a break below that 21 exponential here, we likely see a similar break below this support level here, and ultimately I'll be looking for a move all the way back down to 14,600, give or take a few few bucks here and there. But as far as NASDAQ is concerned, guys, still massively bullish. Things are really extended. Obviously, things have been extended for quite some time. A little bit of a bullish reset wouldn't be out of the question here, and that's kind of what I'm looking for on stochastics. Again, unless this diagonal trend line breaks, confirms a break to the downside, we do have a horizontal to kind of pay attention to. As long as stochastics is above this region here, the 57 spot 28 region, the building blocks for a potential higher low on stochastics is still very valid. Again, that's unless we see stochastics shoot straight through in confluence with price action, continuing onwards and downwards here. I'm excited for NASDAQ. Give me 1 second. Oh, I forgot my water, bro. I'll be right back. I do apologize. Crap, how do I forget my water? All about that water, bro. Wouldn't it be just the damnest thing if this whole thing was filled with, like, I don't know, like whiskey or Jaeger? Man, that'd be a dream come true. God damn, I love this job. All right, I think that's where I'm gonna wrap it up for NASDAQ here. We're going to go ahead and move on to Mr. SPY Futures. I wonder what's going on there. Still continuing the new all-time highs here. Again, the evidence for continuation to the 1 spot 272 is very, very valid in my opinion. We saw the breakout here on the 10th of August, confirmed on the 11th. And now we see the 12th here, seeing a little bit of sell-off after achieving new all-time highs. Again, that's not out of the question here. See a little bit of an early day sell-off, but at the end of the day, I'm still looking for continuation to the 1 spot 272, somewhere around 45, 30, give or take a few bucks, and that's more or less a couple week target, a week, maybe 2 weeks here that I'm going to be looking for, ebbing and flowing, printing higher highs and higher lows along the way, unless proven otherwise. That is going to be my overall target for this price action here. We do see stochastics remaining in the bullish control zone here, actually gaining positive momentum, especially with the exponential here. A little bit of a, little dip, right? Excuse me. Nothing to be too concerned with, especially after seeing this bullish divergence play off the bottom side of the bullish control zone here, launching price action all the way to new all-time highs. Very, very, very powerful stuff here. Stochastics, seeing a little bit of a down curve here. No cross confirmed yet, but again, still deep within the bullish critical zone here. I have no reason to think that this is going to turn bearish anytime soon. Again, extension. I'm not going to get extremely concerned again unless we see an open enclosure below that 21 exponential here. And if that condition is met, my first target to the downside is going to be this level here at 43.75 spot 25. But that is well and far away. I'm actually more confident that this is going to see more continuation here in the next few days, going into next week as well. Again, seeing this candlestick here on its open back test, boom, touch the support, the breakout point perfectly, boom, launch and lift off with a clean closure above, confirming it as new tentative support here. So we have all the building blocks to look for continuation, and continuation is the general disposition of my analysis on SPY futures here today. Very, very powerful market. Again, when in doubt, pull out. Anytime there's a sign of concern, just pull out. I mean, we've seen many dips below the 21 exponential here get covered very vastly. I do believe a lot of these dips here line up with the 55 exponential and the Cyan 89 exponential. So very, very, very bullish along the way ever since the coronavirus dump times here, and there doesn't seem to be any signs of this stopping So until proven otherwise, I'm gonna be looking bearish. Now, if we do see a breakdown back below the breakout point here on this asset, there is a little bit of rise of concern. However, as long as we remain above this region here, the last prior low on that that bullish divergence drive that was confirmed on RSI, as long as we're above 43.80, I'm gonna remain immediately termed bullish here. As long as we're above this low here, I'm going to be looking for higher lows. I am on higher low watch and higher high watch along the way, obviously all the way up to this one spot 272 target, but nonetheless bullish. Absolutely disgusting price action here today. Moving on to Dow Jones, we'll take a look at that. New all-time highs. And this is an example where we don't get a test. Right, we didn't see this candle back test, right? We didn't see this candle back test to confirm this is new support, but it is still confirmed as new support just because we got a secondary candle closure above this region, and now we're seeing continuation as a result. Obviously, a little bit of open day sell-off today. Got bought back up real quick here. This is a reversal style candlestick, but I'm leaning a little bit more to the bullish side of that reversal due to the fact that we have a nice long down shadow here that was bought up pretty much instantly here, and closing on a little bit of a hammer style candlestick. Again, there is signs for concern when you get a candlestick closure like that, but you got to take the underlying definition of what type of candle you're looking at. We see obviously a hammer style candlestick with a long down shadow here being bought back up. That's indicative of bullish pressure, and I'm gonna be looking for extension to the one spot 272 over time, all the way up to the $36,200 level. Again, beautiful price action here. Dow Jones and SPY futures obviously trading a little bit counter trend to NASDAQ. Makes me wonder if NASDAQ's going to go ahead and print a higher low and continue onwards and upwards to new all-time highs. Again, with NASDAQ shaping up the way it did, I am very, very surprised that we did not get a low call here on the RSI. Again, we got a bullish engulfing candlestick on NASDAQ, completely engulfing this candlestick here. Yes, again, closing below resistance, but very indicative of a low. Me personally, I would still call this a low, especially if we get continuation back above 15,080, and that would put it into perspective the general feeling of the overall market here. Again, very, very, very bullish stuff here. And again, with this one, I'm not going to be looking too concerned until we see a break below the breakout point here at 35,150. And if that condition is met with an open and closure, I'll look for a test of the 21, and that's where the main strategy from my perspective comes into play. Any closure below that 21 exponential, I'll look for a secondary open and closure before I look for targets to this region here at 34,800 and potentially even lower to this region here at 34,450, we'll just call it that. But stochastics here looking very, very, very powerful, continuing to print new highs. No divergences to be spoken of just yet. Obviously, we have to be on alert for potential divergences in the future, but as it stands right now, we have none on the stochastics here, and I do not believe we have any more in play here for RSI. Seeing continuation back above that 50 read here and continuing onwards and upwards. Very powerful stuff. Uptrend on the stochastics. We can actually put a little bit of a trend line here, and that works very, very well in my opinion. Seeing these rising lows, obviously, in the past years, meeting heavy resistance upon this 50 read, but we finally got that breakthrough. This is a very good signal in my opinion, especially if you see follow through with price action and RSI breaking back into the bullish control zone. So as far as the big three are concerned, I'm still overall bullish on all three of them until proven otherwise. And again, the proof otherwise would be a closure below the 21 exponential here on price action, and then an open and closure below it to confirm that the move is legitimate. Let's go ahead and check out what Dixie's doing. Is Dixie coming down? No, Dixie is not coming down, but we do see a little bit of support on the RSI bouncing off the positively sloped exponential here. Obviously, we're seeing a lot of drives of bearish divergence playing out here, but we're still on a higher low structure. And again, as far as price action is concerned, we're still on an uptrend structure here throughout this movement. and still closing candles above the 21 exponential. So as long as we're above the 21 exponential, I am going to be looking for continuation. If this is confirmed as a low, and what would convince me that this is confirmed as a low is a closure above the high here, I would be looking for continuation up to the prior high horizontal level here at 93.27, at which point I would be looking for this to finally fucking break to the upside. And if we do see price action break above the resistance here, this very, 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 very important, very critical level here, I will be looking for extension all the way up to the next level here, somewhere around 93.53. But, you know, again, 21 exponential, you know, when you're playing with the 21 exponential on the daily time frame, you have to be patient, right? You have to have a little bit of patience on the side, and be very wary of price action and what it's to do, again, reacting off that 21 exponential. So as long as we're above the 21 exponential, as of late, I'm going to be looking for price action to continue onwards and upwards. And again, looking at RSI, seeing a little bit of a test here of the positively sloped exponential with any price continuation past that resistance that we were just mentioning here. I will be looking at this to curl right back on up and confirm the exponential as new tentative support here. Stochastics here, seeing a little bit of weakness here, but we've breached into the critical zone. Obviously, you know, clearing, you know, the prior two highs here. So the basis for continuation is there, guys, especially on a daily time frame. Yeah, that's it for the U.S. dollar index here. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Let's check out AMC first. Let's see what it's doing. Still consolidating. We're still consolidating here on the lows, and we got a little bit of a signal here from the stochastics here. A little dip through that critical zone again, and then boom, nice little support. This region being supported here from a stochastics perspective. RSI printing another low, and seeing continuation, but we still have not seen that critical cross of the exponential here. And again, the conditions are still the same for AMC that we've been discussing for the past week or two here. The 21 exponential is the main signal that I'm going to be looking for as far as price action continuing to newer highs here. Overall, any candle closure above, I will be looking for a back test to test new support on the 21, or a secondary closure above the 21 before I look for targets all the way back up to this midline here of the box at 43.50. For now, though, as long as we remain below this exponential here, here's a lower high, right? Here's a lower high, another lower high, a lower high, lower lows, lower lows. This is a downtrend. It's clearly, it's about as cookie cutter as it gets as far as downtrends are concerned. This is a downtrend and will remain a downtrend until we take out this high here and start printing new highs. We do have a higher low right here, technically, in conjunction with this low. So we do have the beginning evidence of a potential uptrend, but from a conservative standpoint, as far as price action is concerned, I want to see new highs being printed as well, and I want to see those new highs being supported by new higher lows, right? Right, so so right now, in my opinion, I think we're potentially at the beginning building blocks for building a case for a potential position to the upside on AMC. But again, I need more evidence before I make that type of disposition. For now, as long as we remain below the 21 exponential, I'm going to be looking for this to continue consolidating and potentially consolidate a little bit lower. Again, until proven otherwise. The indicators are starting to round off a little bit, and printing a low on the RSI. Maybe we see see this as a major low for AMC before continuation, and stochastics giving you a little bit of evidence that this is a possibility as well, with that bounce off the bottom side of the bearish control zone. So as far as AMC is concerned, I'm not looking for anything else. I'm kind of just being patient. I'm not making any targets until I get some kind of signal flashing, right? I'm not looking for signals, or I'm looking for signals, but we don't have any yet. So I'm not making any targets to the upside or to the downside. Obviously, I have some planned. Obviously, with this region here being a potential target to the upside, seeing confirmation above the 21, and then this region here being a potential target to the downside if we see the trend continue to fail to the downside. So as far as it is right now, AMC is consolidating. It will continue to consolidate until I see some kind of condition being met. Yes, we are back within this box territory, but that is not the most heavily weighted signal that I'm looking for. Again, the most heavily weighted signal that I'm looking for is the cross above that 21 exponential here, right? And then in confluence, likely if we do get a cross above the 21 exponential, we likely see RSI spike back up above the 50 read, and we see stochastics continue onwards and upwards deeper into the bearish control zone, potentially aiming for new highs above above the bearish control zone. So we want to see all those things lined up before we have a legitimate case for potential upside movement here. And that's kind of where I'm going to leave AMC. We'll go ahead and move on. Let's check out MMAT. I guess it's the same, right? Yeah. Ooh. How is this not a top? How is this not a high? It's still consolidation. It's still consolidation until proven otherwise. The disposition is the same. Again, and this is, we saw that hammer style candlestick on Dow Jones, right? I said it is a reversal style candlestick, but price movement is not. Let me reword that again. Reversal style candlesticks do not indicate the direction of price action movement. Obviously, you can get a little bit of direction, right? Especially with the direction of the wick. You can see where the pressure is at, but this is a clear-cut example of, just because it looks bullish here, like it looks like a bullish hammer, does not mean it's necessarily going to play out as a bullish hammer, right? So you have to plan for both sides of the ballpark on a candlestick like this, as we do see this is a reversal style candlestick, and we do see that it has reversed the opposite direction. So indicative of continuing the consolidation phase here. And again, stochastics is such a laggard, right? We're not seeing any kind of upside momentum with price action. We're just seeing this consolidation continue to play out while stochastics carries onwards and upwards, right? That's why not every signal is a buy signal, right? If you would have bought this critical signal here, you'd still be within the context of consolidation, and you'd be throwing your hands in the air like, I thought this was going to go up. I thought it was going to continue onwards and upwards. We haven't got the evidence to build a legitimized case, right? We have one point. If you were looking at stochastics and saw the cross up, you'd be, oh, yep, there's your point, there's your buy. No, we're looking for way more points of evidence on any kind of stock or crypto or an ETF or anything that we're trading. We have to see multiple points of evidence that line up with price action in the direction of movement that you are willing to trade before we take that trade, right? We're waiting for confirmation. We're waiting for specific signals above critical levels on the indicators. Boom, build a case for a trade. We do not have a case for a trade on this one just yet. Maybe for some scalps, yes. But again, I'm not a scalp trader. I'm not into trading scalps right now. I'm actually looking for breakouts and breakdowns above and below the 21 exponential. And for now, consolidation is the main disposition on this one until proven otherwise. The proof to the downside otherwise would be a break below $3.17, upon which I would look for a confirmation downtrend continuation to the $2.70 region here, again with a back test to confirm this is new tentative resistance. That's what I would be looking for on that. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get rid of that. Turn it down a little bit. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum here, a closure above the $3.77 resistance here. Would be indicative of a potential break of the 21 exponential, because the 21 exponential here is so close to being, perfectly touching that region here. So, this obviously being a very, very, very critical zone for price action, in my opinion. And again, if we do see a break above that region, a back test to confirm as new tentative support would be enough for me to look for a move all the way back up to this region here at $4.80. But still no evidence, still no points of confluence to build a legitimate case for a trade. So as far as I'm concerned, I wait until the consolidation ends. And obviously we have a potential setup in mind for the downside, and we also have a potential setup in mind for the upside, but we have no confirmation of that just yet. So that's it for MMAT here, I guess. Let's check out the Hall of Fame. Probably the same disposition. Yeah, still consolidating on the lows here, and still below the 21 exponential. We do see the 21 exponential almost perfectly aligned with this resistance here. So I would say a break above this resistance. I would look for a back test to confirm it as new support before looking for extension to this region here at the $3.38 region. But as long as we remain below the 21 exponential, I am going to be targeting moves all the way down to $2.60. Give or take a few cents here. But that's the general disposition as far as price action is concerned. Still consolidating, still seeing evidence of consolidation. Nice tight coiled action in the bearish neutral zone for the RSI. Yeah, we do have a break above, but we're still printing lower highs, man. We're still printing lower highs on RSI. So no real show of bullish momentum or bearish momentum at that fact. Actually, we're just kind of neutral right now, right? Neutrally consolidating price action. So that's kind of how I'm taking it. And again, another false read on stochastics, not really following the momentum of price action or pushing any momentum here. We obviously see a lot of this coiling action, you know, this chop, right? This lots of chop here, you know, barely escaping the grips of the bearish critical zone, but still not seeing any price action movement in the same direction as stochastics. Yes, we are seeing rising candles, but that's not momentous enough for me to say, hey, it's time to take a position, right? And again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but it's consolidation, in my opinion. Consolidation until proven otherwise. And we're consolidating on this horizontal right here. I don't even know what to call it, right? We keep stabbing above it, trying to confirm it as new support, stabbing below it, stab above it, stab below it. It's consolidation. I don't even think this region here is in play, so I'm going to remove that and just use the major levels that I've been paying attention to. This resistance here at $3.05 and this support here at $2.71. Until one of those levels breaks, either to the upside or to the downside. Again, I'm being very patient on this price action and you know, waiting like a snake in the grass for a potential opportunity to strike in any direction. I just got to wait for a setup to present itself, right? So that's going to be it for the Hall of Fame. I do think it is time for Bitcoin. Don't get nervous. Don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. So we got a break of support right here, right? We saw this region confirm support, and at that point I was like, yep, this is it. This is where we're gonna see you know, price action continue up to that $49,000 region, right? And then boom, massive rejection, reversal style candlestick that played out to the downside, breaking tentative support. Now, what does that mean for price action? Technically, I have to look for targets back down to 42,260, right? We do see stochastics here curling to the downside, still in the critical zone, most definitely still in the critical zone, but we have a fresh cross to the downside, and we do see the RSI here putting a lot of pressure on that positively sloped exponential here after breaking through the bullish control zone, the bottom side of the bullish control zone. So, you know, that is indicative of a little bit more downside price action movement here. You know, a price action could move all the way down to 42,250. No problem. That would not be surprising at all. I could even see a little bit more of a pullback to the $41,500 region, lined up with this yellow 21 exponential, and worst case scenario, even all the way down to this region here at 40,600, all of which would still be in the context of potentially seeing a higher low print. As long as price action remains above 38,130, I will be looking for a higher low to print on this price action formation here, with a potential target again continuing all the way up to the $49,000 region and potentially even the lower $50,000 region. For now, we are seeing a nice reaction here off this off this continuation to the downside. No bearish divergence to be heard of, so that is another point for the bullish perspective here. And we could even see a potential higher low print in this region here. That would be very exciting to see price action just get rid of some downside momentum now, and then boom, bulls take over, force it up. Any closure on a new high above 46,645, I will be looking for continuation all the way up to that $49,000 price target here for Bitcoin. And on the other hand, we did see this break again. This is so important. This is why we wait for confirmation, right? We still have plenty of time in the day. We still have 19 hours left in this candle's open right now, right? So anything could happen, but this is one of the reasons why we wait for confirmation. If you saw this break and said, "Yep, it's time to short," right? If this candle closes above 44,700 here, we have no confirmation of new resistance. We actually have, just a stab through support with a confirmation of support holding strong, right? Just because we saw a little dip below it does not mean we can't still see this region here act as a tentative support. Obviously, it being confirmed as support once already, it does have a little bit more strength, in my opinion, as a support level here to begin with. So a little bit of a stab down below it doesn't mean shit until we see actual opens, an actual open and closure, or a back test and more continuation to the downside as a result to confirm a new tentative resistance. For now, it is still support in my opinion until proven otherwise. And again, that proof otherwise, I sound repetitive, I sound like a broken fucking record, but that condition is confirming it as new tentative resistance with a secondary closure below it. We do not have that as of right now. Again, it doesn't mean it necessarily won't. Right, we could see this reject and confirm new tentative resistance anyway, which would be indicative of price action continuation to that $42,200 region. However, we could easily see it just kidding, not resistance. It's still support. Sorry, bud. Here's a higher low. So that's why we have to plan for both sides of the spectrum. We have to plan, we have to plan and not expect. Plan and not expect. So that's how I'm looking at price action as far as Bitcoin is concerned. I'm still very bullish. Again, we're seeing a lot of divergence between price action and 21. And as long as we're above the 21 exponential here, I am very, 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 very bullish here. So that's going to be it for Mr. Bitcoin. I think it is time for the one and only request that I do have, and then I'm going to hop over and try to upload a new 21 exponential strategy here. Where's that? BBIG. Let's go ahead and check it out. Venco Ventures Incorporated. I do think we have a 21 exponential cross on this one. I think I looked at this one today. No, that was a different asset. Okay, we are putting pressure. We are putting pressure on that 21 exponential. Let's go ahead and just clean this chart off. Let's go ahead and just build a new chart here. Again, with an asset like this, not too much price action history. In my opinion, it's just a huge consolidation phase. Big range playing out here on price action. And again, am I confident in my analysis on this? Fuck no. I have to be openly honest with you guys about that because, again, this history is not history at all. I don't think this stock is even a year old yet. Seeing the first open on November of 2020, we haven't even hit the 1 year mark. However, we do have the precipice for an uptrend. Rising lows, obviously, and now we're seeing pressure being built on that 21 exponential. So I would be looking at the 21 exponential as my basis for my next decision on this asset here. We got a low. We got a low, we got a cross. Oh, see, we do have, see, this is what I'm talking about, guys. This is what I'm talking about, guys. We do have a potential case in formation right now, okay? Point number one. Cross above the bearish control zone, the critical area of the bullish control zone. Back above the 20 read, right? There's point number one. Point number two, back above the exponential, looking for a potential move back above the 50 read. Price action closing above the 21 exponential, with a secondary open and closure to confirm is point number two, and an RSI cross above the 50 read is point number three. That's enough points, in my opinion, to formulate a case to take a potential position. That's all I'm saying. Right now, we are seeing that region here act as tentative resistance, and I do think momentum is aiming to the upside on this asset here. And, I would be looking at a potential target of $3.58 if we do see that open and closure above the 21 exponential. Above that 21 exponential, I would take a buy position along that region here, looking for a target all the way up to $3.58 first and foremost. And that's where I'm going to leave that one. We could easily see price action continue to reject the 21, continue to downtrend. And if we do see this region here reject, I would look for an overall target back down to $2.80, especially if we get a lower high confirmed on this price action here. But with the way the momentum oscillators are looking currently, I do think this one actually has potential to continue onwards and upwards, especially if we get those critical signals to line up. Right now, we're in case building stage, in my opinion, for this one. Again, taking your indicators and price action into consideration and waiting for those specific signals to confirm. We have an early signal on stochastics again with that cross above the 20 read, and then we have RSI crossing above the exponential here. Both, in my opinion, are early warning signals that, hey, the bulls might have pressure here on price action. The bulls may have a show of force to move this price action back onwards and upwards. But again, until I get confirmation, I am expecting nothing. I am expecting absolutely nothing until I get confirmation first, right? So pay attention to that 21 exponential here. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but if I was trading this one, this is the reason. It's fucking crunch time. It's time to pay attention. It's time to see if we get a break at the 21, and it's time to see if we get a secondary open and closure above the 21. Upon which I would look for those indicators to cross those critical thresholds with continuation, and that would be my tell. Hey, it's time to get in. Right? It's time to get in. You've got an edge. You've identified your edge. You've gotten confirmation on that edge. Get in. Get the fuck in. But on the other hand, we also have a setup potentially to the downside. We get a lower high here. I have no reason to think that this region at $2.80 wouldn't potentially break to the downside, at which point I would be looking for the next low, which is here as a potential target to the downside, somewhere around $2.30. would be a target for me. If this confirms as a lower high and breaks this and confirms as new tentative resistance, that would be a potential target to the downside, in my opinion, for this asset. But again, not enough history for me to be absolutely confident. And obviously we have top side resistance, bottom side resistance. This is a huge range that's been playing out, since the dawn of its time. And that's kind of how I'm looking at BBIG. And I think that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen. I think that'll kill the stream. That'll be the end of the stream. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. If you did watch, if you enjoyed the content, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, tick that little bell for all the notifications when I go live and when I upload a new instructional video, which I will be doing post haste after this stream. So be ready for that new 21 exponential moving average strategy video. The first time I released that video, I do believe it lacked a lot of information here. So I'm going to take the time and do it right this time, upload a fresh 21 exponential moving average strategy video and basically tell you guys how I trade it. So that's coming next, essentially. So keep an eye out for that. And again, thanks for being here. The support is vastly appreciated. And if you guys want to talk TA, hit me up. Leave a comment. Hit me up in the Facebook group chat. Find me on Facebook, Brian A. Corbin. That's where you can find me. Add me as a friend if you would like to. And we'll talk TA all day, every day. And that's going to do it for the stream, everybody. And until next time, stay safe, stay happy, and stay healthy. Peace.